Previously on the Dex Legacy. While Nathaniel Dex and Dr. Osa Srivastava were launching their experimental bomb from Xenos, an event that would become known as the Roan missile disaster, Varian, Isra and Ren were battling enemies of the Oscillian government in the Domonos Mountains. Designed by Dr. Devek to be highly effective soldiers, the three were making light work of their enemy, until the enemy decided to target them. The rebels created nets with an electrical current and managed to catch Isra, paralyzing her and disabling the Dex Industries tracking chip lodged in her spine. A hunt began, and Ren followed the rebels back to their mountain hideout. He arrived in time to save her life, but too late to save her from harm. However, with no lasting physical damage done, Isra was fitted with a new tracking chip and sent straight back into action. Dex Legacy, Episode 3, The Firm, starring Chris Gregory, Warren Graham, Annika Kordes, Louis Watson, Kamara Elliott, Kelsey Griffin, Charlie Richards, and me, Emily Inkpen.
Auto, what's the latest?
Breaking news from Zart, capital city of Xenos. The famously nationalistic administration led by Minister Agwe has fallen. After 15 years of unrivaled popularity, his party suffered a sharp decline in support after what is now being called the Roan missile disaster. The newly appointed Premier, Minister Rosette, has promised to lead Xenos into a new age of accountability. In her first act, she called upon the International Confederation of World Leaders to hold self-proclaimed president of the disputed Dex Island state, Nathaniel Dex, to account for his part in the Roan missile disaster. It is as yet unclear whether the International Confederation will intervene in this matter.
Auto, stop.
Ren, Isra. Sorry I'm late. Our father called.
He's not our father, Varian.
He's our adopted father, Isra.
What did he want?
Timings. I said I'd catch up with you two and get back to him with an estimate. Ren, I take it you've got a battle plan?
I do. Here's the map.
Activating map.
And you think that's where our remaining Domonos rebels will be?
Pax did some recon last night. We know that's where they are.
Now, we need to get them out of the caves and into this area, so we can surround them and force a surrender. We've already taken and closed off any of the caves they could use to escape, and they know we're coming. Hopefully, this won't take long.
They can take as long as they like.
I can take the center ground, Ren. You and Isra go in through these tunnels to cut off any escape, and herd them to me.
No, Varian, you're taking the tunnels. Me and Isra will be out in the open, out front.
Are you sure?
Yes, go in through here and here.
I'll place Pax up top. She can pick off any who chance to climb and press down through the tunnels from above.
And we'll be waiting for them in the field.
I can't wait.
Good, I will.
I'll go and talk to Pax.
She's going to destroy them.
Yup.
You killed the ones who took her prisoner, Ren. She doesn't have to.
So?
So you think it's okay if she goes out and kills all the remains of the Dominosi people?
I hope she does.
Seriously?
Yes, Varian, seriously. I hope she kills as many as it takes for her to be okay again.
And how many will that be?
I don't know, and I don't care.
They are people, Ren. They are people with families
and every one of them would do it again if they could, and you know it. They took me first. They were going to kill me, Varian. They'd have killed her too, eventually. She deserves to make them pay, and they deserve what's coming to them.
You're losing sight of what's important, of what we are.
And what's that?
We are the ones who've been doing most of the killing in this conflict, not them. They were trying to get back at us.
Are you saying she deserved it?
No, of course not.
We're still people, Varian. We count as people too.
I know that.
And you can't talk. You killed 20 of them when they tried to take you 2 days ago.
So?
You did that because you knew what happened to me and to Isra, and you were afraid.
I wasn't afraid.
We're all fighters, Varian. We all know what it takes to get out of a situation like that. It's a strength that comes from our fight or flight instincts, and it's triggered by fear. You were afraid because you knew that what was done to Isra and what was done to me was going to happen to you. They won't stop just because we killed the ones who took us. They'll try harder. So we end it. And I hope she kills them all.
She's barely spoken to me since it happened. How's she been?
How do you think?
I don't know, Ren, but I'm guessing not good.
It's been bad, but we're getting through it.
We?
Yes, Varian, we. A lot hinges on this battle and getting out of these damn mountains. It's no good telling her she's safe when we're only one rebel raid away from being right back in those caves all over again. I need to give her every chance to fight and kill her way through this. It's what she needs. I think, I don't know, I'm making it up as I go, but that's why I need you to go in those tunnels. Ever since I was captured, I keep getting flashbacks. They happen every time I go underground.
You kept that quiet?
Yeah, well, they only last a second, but they're distracting and can make a difference in a fight. Thing is, if I get them, Isra, well, she's bound to as well now. So, I want to keep her out in the open, where she can wreak as much havoc as she likes without the risk of triggering any kind of breakdown. But I can't trust myself to be clear-headed at the moment either, and we have to end this today. Given all that, I thought you'd be the strongest to send in there.
It's all right, Ren. I've got this. We've got this.
Thanks.
You're really looking after her.
As much as I can. Yes.
I get it. I think I'm starting to at least.
Incoming call. Osgilian Chancellery. Osgil.
Good afternoon, Chancellor. Yes, I've just received confirmation from Varian. The Domonossi have surrendered. There was a little bloodshed at the end. They needed persuading, but it was nothing more than our ground troops could handle. The Dex Island forces will leave Osgilian territory as soon as yours are in place to handle terms between Osgil and the Domonosi people. No, they're not rebels anymore. Quite. Is there anything more Dex Industries can do for you? I see. I think we can help with that, yes. I'll send a representative to your Chancellery with a few prototypes. No, thank you, Chancellor.
Call terminated.
Am I understanding correctly, Nathaniel? Do the Osgilian Chancellors want more from us?
Yes, Tristan, it appears they're satisfied with how this conflict has been resolved, and now they want to look into our automatic defence systems.
Well, that's our main line of business, so no difficulty there. And Varian, Isra and Ren will be coming home.
Yes, they'll be here. Although I'm expecting to deploy them again within a few months. North Jakra has voiced interest.
That is interesting. Were you going to do anything to mark their return?
No. Why would I?
It's a significant homecoming.
Explain.
This was their first deployment, and they did well, leading troops and representing the company's interests abroad. Is it your intention to make them commanders in our military?
You know it is, Tristan. And so do they. This was their first field test.
And they passed?
Yes.
So, Nathaniel, this is an opportunity for us to make their place in Dex Industries and the Dex military clear.
There's no point. Their place is clear, as long as they behave.
Yes, but do they know that?
Tristan, as my adopted children, it goes without saying.
Not necessarily. I believe it would be wise to mark the occasion, make them feel recognized and appreciated, put on a show and help them to understand their responsibilities going forward.
You think they need reminding of their responsibilities?
Nathaniel, I manage the greatest spy network this world has ever been unaware of. My operatives are active throughout the world, and if I've learned anything, it's that one must take every possible opportunity to remind people of their responsibilities. They need to be made aware that they're not the only Dex subjects, but Dex leaders, who may end up shaping the future of our company. This event could be used to separate them further from the other soldiers of their generation, the ones you didn't adopt, but kept as an extended part of Devek's work.
Those children mean nothing to me, Tristan. There were 21. I chose 3. The rest are spares.
Yes, but so far Varian, Isra and Ren have been more like distant siblings to the others of their generation. Now we need them to take command of the rest. We have 10 surviving spares, as you call them. I understand Devek's been working on them.
Devek's been giving them watered-down treatments developed off the back of his experiments with Varian, Isra and Ren. These 10 spares could be useful, but they're weak by comparison.
True, but stronger than any other soldiers in the world.
You foresee a time when the Dex military offering will be large enough to require tiers of leadership. Generals and colonels and so on, as our ancestors called them.
I do.
Well, that would please Devek. And it's true, Varian, Isra and Ren's success in the mountains has already sparked interest. And the more they achieve, the higher the demand for ground troops will be. We'll need to satisfy that demand somehow.
But Varian, Isra and Ren must lead.
Fine, Tristan. Go ahead and organise an event. Invite some media. We're going to the effort, we might as well make the most of it.
Now approaching Dex Island. Estimated arrival time, 5 minutes.
Almost home. Isra?
Yes, Varian, almost home. And the first opportunity we get, I'm going to the beach.
Seriously? You're not done with sand?
It's the sea I want. The ocean. I want water. Lots of water. I need to wash the desert off me.
The beach it is then. You'll have to go without me though. I have a date tonight.
Who's the latest?
No idea yet, but I left a couple behind and I'm sure one of them will be up for welcoming me back.
You're despicable.
I'm not sorry. Ren, are you alright?
Yes, sorry, Varian. Just happy to be home. And I never thought I'd feel that way. Wait, what's going on?
What is it?
The whole military base is formed up in front of the palace. All the soldiers and everyone.
Initiating landing protocols.
Why are we landing here on the lawns in front of everybody?
Okay, quick. You two, do up your jackets, sort out your hair.
What is all this?
No idea. But I think we should look as presentable as we can.
Thank the gods they sent clean uniforms in the transport.
I'm guessing that wasn't an accident.
Touchdown. You have arrived at the primary residence of Nathaniel Dex, founder of Dex Industries and president of Dex Island. Welcome home, Varian Dex, Isra Dex, and Ren Dex.
How thoughtful. A personalised message.
How thoughtful.
I thought we'd just get tipped out of the base, come back to our rooms here and eat, crash in front of a broadcast drama for a few hours.
Well, Varian, it seems like we're not going to be doing that for a while.
I don't like this.
Neither do I, Isra, but...
Door opening. Smile, there are reporters waiting.
Well, this just keeps getting better.
You two, shut up.
I am not smiling, Varian.
I don't care. Let's just get back to the palace and work out what's going on.
Look, Nathaniel's waiting for us.
We're going to look straight ahead and walk. We're going to look like we are expecting this.
Varian, how do you sound so confident?
I stopped thinking and start doing.
Ah, well that explains so much.
Shut up, Ren. Here we go.
I think we should stop at the bottom of the steps and wait.
Okay.
Welcome home, Varian, Isra and Ren, from the Oscillian region of Domon, where you successfully served your country on foreign ground for the first time. During your deployment, you faced new threats and challenges, and overcame the odds by emerging victorious from deep within enemy territory. You are a product of which Dex Industries can be very proud. A living, breathing embodiment of our values, our technology, and a shining example of just how extraordinary our species can be when properly adapted and enhanced. Your achievement during these months reached far beyond your extraordinary physical capabilities. The demands of leadership can test the most resilient individual, and even under difficult circumstances, your dedication to one another, as well as your troops, gave Dex Island the tactical advantage in every battle. In war, we learn where our true priorities lie, and you have proven yours are exactly where they ought to be. I could not be more proud. In light of all you have achieved, I am naming you, Varian, Isra and Ren, commanders of the Dex army.
What?
I just wanted to eat and go to bed.
From now on, you will set the standard for all Dex soldiers to come. You will raise our troops, and you will lead them into war. You will be the driving force behind the most advanced military offering this world has ever seen. You left Dex Island as prototypes. You have returned as my greatest accomplishment. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you my children.
Scan complete. Result logged. Standing by.
Do you think he meant any of that?
Which bit, Ren? Us being prototypes or us being his children? Or the bit about us making him proud?
D. All of the above.
Commencing scan.
He's good at making speeches, Ren. Don't you remember when he made the big public noise about our treatments being totally humane? He sounded convincing then too, didn't he?
The next round hurt so much I was screaming for a month. Yes, I remember.
And here we are again, right back in the lab.
Scan complete. Result logged. Standing by.
My beautiful children, you're home at last.
Hello, Osa.
Oh, Ren, you have grown again since you left, for sure. Look at you. And you have some new scars to add to your collection, I see. Very nice, too. Who won that competition?
Depends. Are we talking about the scars you can see, or the scars you can't?
Oh. Now, isn't that the question?
Varian won. Show her the one in your back, Varian. Turn around.
Well, I'd be surprised if you didn't win with that beauty. It cuts across your spine, though. Am I going to be designing replacement vertebra for you 3? You'll be made of metal at this rate.
Go ahead, Osa, why not? Nothing else about us is natural.
That's not true. Your internal organs, your hearts, and your minds. Do not forget that. Your flesh and blood still, if you forget you can die, you will not live for long, Hello, Devek.
Scans complete and results logged.
All healthy, I hope.
Yes, you're all fit and well. Nathaniel tells me there's another mission on the horizon for you all. But he also tells me there's time for another round of treatments before you leave.
What? But we passed the test. We led the fight in Dominar. We were everything you designed us to be.
Isra, you've performed exquisitely. You always do. But research continues, and so do my improvements. There's more to be done in terms of stabilizing the changes that have been made, and...
You were right, Varian. We are still prototypes.
We're all prototypes, Ren. I test myself and improve, and test myself and improve all the time. I will never consider myself finished. And as far as I'm concerned, you three will never be finished either.
Ren!
How long do we have until the next treatments begin?
I would get started immediately. But your father wants you to settle into your new roles first. He's asked for 1 week. But really, you're soldiers and you've been leading the troops all this time anyway, so I can't see what's changed. But what do I know?
Devek, Nathaniel has made his intentions clear. Varian, Isra, Ren, you do as you're told, and so do we.
I don't want any more. I'm fine. I'm better than fine. We're all better than anyone else in the world.
For now, Ran, maybe. But things change. As long as I live, there's enhancements to be made. Now, don't give me the sad faces. You knew this would happen. You knew the treatments wouldn't stop. And I think you like being better than everyone else, really. A bit of discomfort here and there is worth it, isn't it? To be faster, stronger, to bleed less when you're hurt. When you were little, one of your treatments triggered ocular albinism and you were nearly blind for a year, remember? But now you all have those beautiful blue eyes. And with the mechanical irises and engineered retinas Osa designed for you, you can see further and clearer than anyone else. The sad times lead to happier times in the end. They always do. And this time will be no different. What do we say?
1 week.
Good boy, Varian. Yes, 1 week. All right, you can go. It's good to have you home.
Okay. Hey, slow down a minute.
Why?
Because... Are you all right?
Why wouldn't I be all right?
Well, there's a fairly obvious reason, don't you think?
I told you, I'm fine.
I don't want to hurt you.
You couldn't if you tried.
Not that kind of hurt. And, for the record, I could, but not that kind of hurt. We've barely talked about it, and last time we did this, you ended up in a pretty bad way.
What is there to talk about? I killed 1,000 of them, so they took me. You killed them. So now it's over.
It's not, though, is it?
Well, not when you keep bringing it up.
Isra, we're not moving past it, if you're not even looking at it.
What do you want from me?
Everything. You know that.
Well, I can't, Ren. I can't give you everything right now. I have to keep something for myself. Or what's left? You want to take everything from me.
I want to share everything with you.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I can't share everything. How can I? You'll never understand.
But I do. To a point. I was their prisoner for 2 days. You were strung up and tortured. I was tied to a chair and tortured.
It's different.
I know. But it's not so different.
I'm not looking at it because it doesn't make sense. They did that to me. And how did that happen? I killed more of them than anyone. I am the best out there, and it doesn't make sense. I keep thinking about it. It happened, but I can't believe it happened. It replays in my head, and it's like it's not real. But I feel it. I know it's real. Everyone knows.
Who?
Everyone in the base knows what happened. I saw it in their eyes when we were in the camp at Domonos. I see what they're thinking about. They think I'm weak.
Trust me, no one thinks you're weak.
Everyone thinks I'm weak. If a bunch of rebels could do that to me, why can't anyone try it? I know they're thinking it.
Isra, no one's thinking that.
How do you know? Have you asked them?
Of course I haven't.
I'll kill them if they try.
I'll kill them if they try.
You might not be there.
I'll always be there. Or try to be.
It's not your fault, Ren.
It is my fault. If I'd run faster, if I'd have got there...
You ran as fast as you could. You know it, I know it. Those nets... I should have found a way out myself. I hate that you had to rescue me. Do you know how sick that makes me feel?
You were paralysed. You couldn't even move.
I...
Sometimes we have to rely on each other.
Yeah, I suppose. Varian and me, we rescued you. How are your hands?
They hurt in the mornings. And at the end of the day for about an hour after training.
You never told me they still hurt.
Yes, well, you've had your own stuff going on.
You just killed the mood, making me talk about my stuff because I'm not talking about it enough. And now it turns out you've not been talking about your stuff either.
This isn't about me.
Yes, it is. It's about you wanting me to talk about my stuff. But I don't want to talk about it. I can't talk about it.
Well, I don't want to talk about my stuff either.
Can we just not talk about it then?
Sure.
Thank the gods.
You can talk about it though. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. We might have a few things to work out here.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Why are you bothering? Why not just find someone else? Someone less screwed up?
Because we're both screwed up. And I'm not going anywhere.
Is this the new treatment, Devek?
No. Their next one has been ready for a year. This one is still in the early stages. What is it, Osa?
Why are you waiting a week before starting your treatments? What did Nathaniel say, exactly?
He said the children need to understand their new responsibilities before they're taken out of commission for any length of time. Nathaniel wants them to assert their new authority over their fellow soldiers. New responsibilities? They're experiments, first and foremost. They're my life's work. He adopted them for me.
I know this, Devek. But Nathaniel changes his mind when he likes. It sounds like you're getting an army to play with. You should be happy about that. At least.
I'm happy to have the army. I just don't want those three leading it.
What else would they do?
They would stay here, in the lab, where I can keep an eye on them. I would use them to perfect my treatments, then roll out universally adapted versions of those treatments to the rest. As specimens, those 3 are far too valuable to risk. They are priceless. Why are you asking?
Tristan has something on his mind, and a week is long enough for him to undermine your plans.
My plans have been undermined so often, I'm working in a sinkhole.
As for the children, you may consider them priceless, but Nathaniel attaches a price to everything. Your experiments are expensive, and he wants to see some return on his investment. They are your life's work, but your life's work belongs to him. You know what would happen to us if we no longer had his protection. We are his subjects. And we serve.
And we serve.
In Episode 3 of the Dex Legacy, you heard Chris Gregory as Nathaniel Dex, Warren Graham as Tristan Crail, Annika Kordes as Dr. Osa Srivastava, Lewie Watson as Dr. Devek Shah, Kam Elliott as Varian Dex, Kelsey Griffin as Isra Dex, Charlie Richards as Ren Dex, and Emily Inkpen as Auto, with music by Dr. Alan Stroud. The Dex Legacy is written by me, Emily Inkpen, and produced by Alternative Stories. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. It really does help. If you would like to support the Dex Legacy, you can at ko-fi.com/the Dex Legacy audio drama.